Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to today's video, and today we're just going to jump straight into it. I'm not going to wait around, I'm just going to give you the basis of what we're doing, and we're just going to crack on. Today's video, we're going to be jumping into the Hearts of Iron 4 basic timeline of 1936 as Saudi Arabia with a single challenge in mind, and the challenge, I've given it a nickname. The challenge is the Oil Man's Revenge. That's right, Saudi Arabia, the land of oil, the land of mysticism, we're going around the world, and our goal is to control every single tile or province that has oil. Small oil, large oil, it doesn't matter, oil is oil. And you may be asking yourself, but hang on, how are you going to do that in Saudi Arabia? I have one goal, and that is to utilize the mod that we are using today, and that mod is called 1,000 construction slots. That's right, this mod allows you to build up to 1,000 things in one tile, and I'm going to make the absolute I'm going to abuse it beyond belief. So without further ado, let's get on with our Oil Man's Revenge challenge. I don't know why I've called it this name, honestly. I'm just rolling with it. It's just off the top of the head. There's no script. We're just going for it. So jumping in, first things first, we have our decision here. Change construction slots to 1,000. Bing, bang, bong. Let the day fast forward by 24 hours, and we're going to come over to our construction, and there you go. We have 1,000 building slots available for both military and civvy. We also have 30 for air bases, infrastructure, as well as forts. I think forts, how many forts? We can build up to 20 forts. There you go. Now you know. Saudi Arabia doesn't start with a custom focus tree, so looking at political effort, I need to decide whether I stay non-aligned, whether I go fascist, or if I go communist. And I think maybe going non-aligned would be the best bet, potentially. Nope, I'm talking out my rear. We're going fascist. I need the manpower. And starting off with our one factory, our lovely one beloved civvy. Oh my good God, they're going to be working overtime.
I'm tired, boss.
I've just put 10 civilian factories on each tile. So that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 civilian factories ready to start building straight from the get-go. I'm also going to go ahead and make these guys all 10 infrastructure on each tile. That would be absolutely delicious. And well, for now, I'll see you when we eventually get our civvies done. So it's finally the year 1940. I've literally just been sat here this whole time, and I figured, you know what, let's go to war. And I decided to go after Iraq, and I've literally just declared. But I'm not the only one dealing with things, because the world is just all out of whack. Like, Turkey went against the Allies, and now Turkey's like this, and then Greece is part of them as well, and then the Germans against this faction, but this faction isn't the Allies, it's the Great Britain Coalition. I don't know really what's going on. I just know that I'm kind of a mix between doing a good job and doing a really bad job against the Iraq, or against the Iraqians? Iraqi. Oh my God. The Iraqi. I'm doing really bad against the Iraqi. So I'm sending in my boys, see if we can't take Basra, get that supply chain, and hopefully take Baghdad. You know, I'm surprisingly doing okay. The Iraqis are really good. They're really strong. They've got a ton of supply compared to me. But overall, I seem to be doing an okay-ish job at pushing. They do have the support. Well, they did have the support with the Air Force. But I'm not entirely sure what they're deciding to do with that right now. I'm going to send these guys in to hold them. Hopefully, I can box them in like this. And if I can, like that, fantastic. One goes south, the other goes Baghdad. I feel like that's a good compromise, a good little action. Looking over here for my tree, I suppose I'll just go armor effort. I've not got much of a tree to use anyway, so I might as well do something with it. Okay, for some reason, they've decided to pull out of Baghdad, even though all their troops, well, a good chunk of their troops are cornered over here, but they've decided to pull out of Baghdad. I think they will cap. I mean, how much more have I got? Oh, no, maybe they're going to move the capital to Mosul. Maybe it's a tactical decision. I don't know. But the AI just completely left Baghdad empty. I'm going to send in my boys here and see if I can't clear them out. It should be easy enough. He says they've got no air power, so I'm not sure where the defense system, maybe it's because of the river crossing, to be fair. But yeah, overall, that went well. We've got Baghdad now, so I suppose, yay me. And just like that, the peace treaty is done. I'm going to go ahead, take all of... Actually, no, hold on. Do they have any other things that I can take? Nope. Okay. I'm going to take all states just like that, confirm and exit. I now have 0 manpower because it's all gone to garrisons, which is not ideal. I was hoping by going fascist, I'd actually have manpower, but evidently not. I'm going to hope that I can, you know, make some MPs, get things sorted, maybe deal with a rebellion or few, get some factories, because that's the whole point of this mod, is to give me my factories, but it's no good if there's no factories. Okay, I'm going to work on this, and I don't know, maybe by 1949, I'll be lucky and have enough factories to contribute. And we're now in the year of 1944, and things are changed a little bit. As you can see, we've eaten Oman and Yemen. I now have a decent amount of factories, so my civvies are starting to build. The Germans have collapsed. The commune and the Communist Party are sort of doing their own thing. The world's a mess, but I'm moving into Iran. They do have up to 50 divisions. I'm sitting here with now 48. Declare war. conquer, enact this, and it's mostly green in the south, but red in the north. I'm not too sold on that. That makes me want to cry. Now, I've got to admit, this one's proving to be a lot more difficult than what I thought it would be. The Iranian troops are really, really strong. They are really, really strong. They are well equipped, and that is something that we very much are not. So I'm just gonna have to just keep blitzing and blitzing and blitzing to try and force my way into Tehran. If I can do that, I'd like to imagine I can get them done, but I have no manpower. I am extremely high in logistical debt, and I don't even have any trains I need to fulfill my logistics. And we finally got them to peace out. Iran has capitulated, giving us 25k guns. Well, no, actually, no, it's more like, what, 34k guns, which is quite nice. We're gonna go ahead, take all the territory, because A, we need land to expand, and B, we need their oil. Fantastic. The Arabic Empire stands strong, and now there's literally nothing more to do. There's no point going after the Afghanis, A, because they're with the commies, and that's just going to cause a whole bunch of problems. But also, I said I'd go after people with oil. Afghanistan have no oil. India have a smidge in Gujarat. I think that's Gujarat. Is that Gujarat? That's Gujarat. But other than that, like, there's nowhere else really to expand until I decide to side with a faction and get sort of knees deep. I'm going to go ahead and just focus now on industry, focus on building, and then after that, it's just a matter of waiting for my manpower to finish with the garrisons, get everything cored, and then after that, maybe with that manpower, we can turn it around and actually do something and contribute. But till then, we're going to be waiting. It's 44. I'm going to put a marker and say 48 probably until I'm ready. Big guesstimate, but I'll see you in 48 maybe. What's good, party people? Welcome back. We are now in the year of 1948. And I did say 1949. We are building. We're doing pretty well. I'm now sitting at 100 factories. My building speed is slowly starting to pick up, which is lovely. And you've probably already clocked it, but our name and our flag is different. Republic of the Arabian Assembly. Yes, we have turned communist. I decided to change my visor and flip communist just because, looking at the world, the peace treaty in Europe finalized, and the German Reich is now located in Belgrade. And with that being the case, it's literally just a showdown now between communism and then the British faction or the American faction. And I'm probably going to try and get chummy with the Soviets. I'm already in their faction. And I've decided I'm going to give them a helping hand. Because they are against, you know, the odds a little bit. So what I'm doing is I'm slowly waiting for these to finish so I can start pumping out more CAS and more aircraft. Then I'm going to mass build airfields all around China, Mongolia, all the way over here as well in Korea or near Korea. That way I can aid the communist Japanese, I can aid the Soviets, and hopefully just pummel China and communist China into the ground. Now granted, I do need to take some territory, and maybe I can get boots on the ground later. For now, I need my air power to go and make a difference. That's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna create the Arabian Air Corps and hopefully cause some absolute massive damage.
That's a lot of damage.
So, fast track and fast forward, and as you can see, we are in the lands of Italy. Now, let me tell you why. We accepted the Soviet Union's war against China. Now, the reason why we're in Italy and the reason why we're against America right now is because this isn't Japan. This isn't democratic Japan. It's American Japan. So, to fix that and sort that, we've had to jump in with the Soviets and held out. Now, the Soviets got a successful landing in Trieste. They also got a successful landing in Napoli. And we're just sending in our troops to go and aid and sort them out, whilst the other troops hold the line. They're holding the line against the communist Chinese until I can get my fighters, until I can get my cast. But till then, we're literally just walking in on Rome right now. With peace still against Italy, I think I'm not going to take any of mainland Italy. But what I will take is probably, I'm probably going to take Libya and Ethiopia. Nah, leave Ethiopia. I'm probably just going to take this because obviously we need that oil. We did say it's an oil run, so I need my Libyan oil. So now we're jumping forward to the year 1952. We're really taking a big jump there, and we're halfway through China. We're making a good press, and our Air Force are doing pretty well. We're slowly but surely losing the East Coast to the Americans, and we've lost Japan to the Americans, but things have just become a whole bunch more difficult for me. The Brits have capitulated right to the Union, which is fine by me. I wasn't involved in that war. And then Yunnan formed China, and then China joined the British faction, and now they've been merged. So now I've got to deal with India and Britain. Now, luckily, it seems like there's not many British troops on the border, but there are Indian and Chinese troops on my border. I'm hoping my troops and the Soviets can help push them out and hopefully clear out the British territory to the west of us. I also need to deal with Yemen and Oman, and then obviously Qatar as well. But overall, I think India should fall fairly easy. There's not much of a resistance for the Indians, which is quite nice for us. Hopefully everything blows over with a nice good old cuppa, and I'm coming for Kunming. Fingers crossed. Hopefully we can get it. And it's finally time for peace treaty number 1. China, Britain, India has fallen. I did a lot of work, but for some reason I was only given 2% of the labor. I think that's because the Russians did bleed like 7 million men. But I'm going to go ahead and take what I think I should be owed, as well as, you know, oil resources, like I said, was my goal. I don't think there's any oil in China. Nope. And I suppose I will see you in a bit. And it seems that's where our post-war treaty is. As it stands, you can see the Republic of the Arabian Assembly has grown quite a bit. We took a bunch of oil, which is quite nice. However, I will admit a good chunk of it did go to our allies, for example. Well, no, to be fair, not our allies, but other people will have to contend with. As you can see, big chunk of oil down here ended up going to the Australians. So we're going to have to go pay them a visit at some point. But if we're looking at lands that were involved in that peace treaty, we managed to get all the lands that had oil. We did a good job. At some point, we might have to go after the Soviet Union. That's if I have patience. But 1952 and we're still not done. I don't know. But again, looking at things now, we have one major war left to fight, and that is the Comintern against the North American Entente. If I click here, we're going to go against Belgium, Brazil, Peru, and the US of A. We're going to maybe get access for the Canadians, but I don't know how many are they rocking. 790 divisions. Oh my god, America, what kind of steroids are you on? You need to chill out, bro. You need to seriously chill out. Hiya.
Hiya.
Okay, anyway, I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to go off camera until I'm big enough, strong enough, bad enough, and then we're just going to go after America. I'm just going to have to blitz every form of soldiering I can, every factory I can. I'm going to have to go hard to the core. That sounds about right. Okay, and after so many years, it's 1961, I have finally landed in South America. My navy is going crazy. I've got, what, 1,000 factories. It's, yeah, it's something, all right. But I finally made a successful naval invasion. I'm going to get troops in, get them spread out, and then I'm going to get the Soviets to come and join the party. I'm immediately going to start pumping aircraft as well. I'm just going to wrap this up as quick as I can and then maybe turn head to the Soviets. I don't know. I need all the oil in the world. I need to make sure I get it all. Sitting right now, I already have 1,800 oil. No, that's a lie. I have 3,599 oil with 1,800 remaining. I'm currently selling nearly 2,000 of my oil, and my biggest oil deposit is right here in Saudi Arabia with 949 oil. Goodness gracious me. I knew we were in it for a long one, but we're in 63 now, about to go 64, and I've only just finished South America. My allies have taken good old Haiti and the Dominican Republic, and this has happened. Canada finally joined the communist collective, and we are now bombarding them with naval invasions thanks to my naval support. We now have the Canadians incoming from the north. I'm sending one of my armies over with good old Fawzi Ibn Uba Abu Bakr. I'm so sorry. Me and Arab names just are not a good combination, but I'm trying, and we're about to go ahead and take New England when we can. The fall of the US is among us. Good old Wilkie is not for long for this world. And then once I finish the Americans, it's time up for them, and I can focus on the French, and then I can turn my back on the commies. It's a long one, but we're nearly there. Maybe if I'm lucky, I'll get done by 75. And it's finally time. We didn't even have to take the western part of the US either. Just took the east coast and they crumbled because the Soviets were just nuking them to kingdom come. But with that being the case, it's now time for the peace deal. I'm going to try and be fair. I did only get 20%, well 18%, essentially 20%. I'm only going to take again the parts that have fuel, and I'm just not going to take the mick too much. I'm going to try my best to be fair about this, and I shall see you in a moment. And there is your peace treaty. The Soviet Union took the east coast. New England went to the Canada as well as Washington State. We took all the oil parts of America and obviously Venezuela. Brazil became I wouldn't say a puppet, but their government changed to communist. We took also the western coast of South America thanks to the oil there. A lot of it is just changed government, very simple stuff actually, mostly around the world as well. We also took this part of Indonesia in the peace treaty, again just trying to gather up all that oil. Now all that's left is 2 more wars, I think. All we need to do now is go after France's faction, and then after we've cleaned up France's faction, turn our backs on the Soviet Union, and then once we're done that, we're all good, we're all done, we've got all the oil. Not long left, let's crack on. And after a long little wait, now in 67, they're gonna go ahead and go after the French. Now the French commune I do have a peace treaty with. Nope, that's a lie, I don't have a peace treaty with the French anymore. Well, anyway, I'm at war with their faction, all my troops are on go time. I have my aircraft doing absolute bits. It's just a waiting game now. That's all it is, it's just a one big waiting game. I have more than enough aircraft to see see this through, and I'm perfectly sure everything's going to go fine and hunky-dory, but you never know. You can never be too sure. I mean, I've got secure in the air power department. I'm fairly, good on that. It's just a matter of making sure everything goes all perfectly, he says, whilst he's trying to stop things from, blowing up and failing right in front of his eyes. Oh, God. And thanks to my alliance, I've decided to call in the Soviet Onion. Hopefully they choose to accept. They are a little bit preoccupied with China right now, but if they do accept, then we should be in the clear. And it would seem I'm so nearly done with the French. The Brits and the Dutch and the French are the only ones I need to surrender. I'm about to walk in and take Paris. Amsterdam's already been lost to the Soviets. I just need to walk into Breda. And I'm literally hopping along the journey down to a London town. I'm hoping after I take maybe Orléans and Paris, the French will cap. I do have my aircraft doing overtime, and they are doing an absolutely bang-up job of it as well. Get this job done, get them finished, and then I guess I'm just gonna max out my building slots and turn on the Soviets. And just for reference, I mean turn on as in, turn my back on, not the other me. Anyway, and it's finally peace treaty time. The Union of Britain has capitulated, which means it's now time for me to go oil hunting once again. I'm not going to be very shy about it. I've been wanting to take a lot of oil, and you know what? I am tempted to take some steel as well. I need to make a nice looking Africa, a nice looking border for us as well, because there's no point having all the oil in the world if your borders suck. Take note, Mongol Empire. You had a good thing going on, and it kind of went a little bit weird round here. And for the first time, the whole world is actually at peace. And however, it did happen in 1967. And this is the peace treaty. This is how things look. This is how they turned out. Now, it's not quite how I want it, and there is no more oil for me to take in the Americas. There's no more oil for me to take in Africa or most of Asia or the Middle East. I just need to get this part of Indonesia for the oil, which means apart from that, there's only the Soviet Union left. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the most of my 1,000 construction slots, and I'm gonna max these out. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm gonna go ahead and do 3 civvies, 3 mil, and then I'll divide the rest. I want to make the most of it. We're going all in. If I need to, I'll go on the console commands and learn how to make these guys get made instantaneously, and then we'll prepare for the final battle. And after a long old wait, I finally decided to go after the Soviet Union. I figured to myself that it's not worth going after Indonesia as well, so this is going to be the final war, the final battle, the final showdown. It's going to be a long one, so pull up your bootstraps. We're going in. I do have air superiority in majority of these regions. I do also have manpower for days. However, they do outnumber me by a goddamn large amount. And after a painfully long campaign, it is finally time to bring things to a close. At 84% war participation, it is time to make ideal borders and get all of our desired oil to become the great oil king. So bear with me, and I'm going to go and tap into that juicy, lovely Soviet oil. Okay, so albeit disgusting with dodgy patches, as this is all the land that has oil in the world that I have taken. Now I just need to build something based around these borders. I'm going to try and come up with something that looks half decent, albeit a little bit cursed, but, Oil King needs oil. You know how it is. And there you go. The peace treaty is done. I'll be honest, I tried to do a nice peace treaty, and then just in the end, it just got a bit tedious because everything was just like satellite this one province nation. And I was just like, no, I can't be bothered to do that. I just went ahead and settled for this. And you know what? I'll take it. I'm quite happy with this. I'm going to happily take this as a win. I've got all the oil in the world, and that was our goal, apart from, well, Indonesia. Indonesia escaped. That was it. But I got all the oil in the world, 1 million manpower, no war support, 65% stability, and 10,000 oil. Just let that sink in. 10,000 oil. I'm going to go ahead. Can I close my economy? I cannot close my economy if I do limited. Is that going to make it go up? 10,000. That's crazy. I'm very happy with that amount. And with that amount, we actually end the video. So thank you very much for watching this very long and exhausting video. If you have enjoyed, don't forget to, of course, click the like button and or subscribe. Share with friends that grow for the channel. All that fun stuff. And I will hopefully see you again really, really soon. Till then, all the best and have a good one. Ta-da!